Alright, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we are back for some more Pyre Community RITE NITE, which means, of course, some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, which is the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. If you are unfamiliar with said Discord group, well, you can join it by clicking on the link that may or may not be about to show up right there. There you go. For those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests that you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, talismans, songs, arenas, even Titan stars are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here, and let's get things started today. Why don't I also hop into said Discord group, and then we will be good to go. Alright, how's it going, everybody? How are you all? Let me know if there is anybody who would like to get us started today. Looks like, just taking a quick peek in chat and whatnot, that perhaps people might be having a bit of a slower morning today. Still rolling out of bed or occupied with other stuff. A Nora is available and ready to start. Alright, we can certainly get a Nora in here then. Let me send you an invite. And let me know if there's anyone who would like to face off against a Nora here. Let's see. Alright, invite sent. If remote play didn't just crash, which it may have. Hopefully that's gonna work. Alright, sounds like we have an Aura here. Let's just double check our controls. Does that look right to you, Anor? All good? Alright, awesome. So we have one in here, we have Anor. Let's see, at the moment, we have her set up as player 1. So Anor, what are you thinking? Will it be the Nightwings for you today? What kind of mood are you in? Nightwings? Okay, gotcha. Anor, player 1, switch her over onto the Nightwings. There we are. Awesome. Alright, Core says available in just a minute. Why don't I start setting up Core for player 2 here, and perhaps by the time we're all set with that, Core will be ready to go. Alright. A classic showdown to get things. It feels like it's always Anor and Core. Well, whenever they do face off, it's always at the very beginning of a RITE NITE. Perhaps the reason I say that is because we've had some epic showdowns. The couple of occasions on which the gauntlet has been thrown, leading to some very dramatic best 3 out of 5 series between the two of them. Let's see. Anor says Flutterfly. We have that one built in, right? Yes, we do. Okay, great. Then, that being said, this is the showdown where usually Anor goes Nightwings, Core goes Pyre Hearts. The colors are fairly similar, so sometimes we find somebody wants to switch up their triumvirate to make it a little bit easier to distinguish between the two teams. So that may be of interest here. Otherwise, I can still put Core back on the Pyre Hearts if that is.
I will be Dissidents today.
Whoa, is that a first?
No.
Is it really? Your backup is usually Chastity. Or...
Yeah, it is, but I sometimes go Dissidents for the colors. Like the black and orange harps.
Sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm with you, Anor. This feels like this is, at the very least, a very rare occurrence for Core. Alright, let me send Core the invite. Like, once, maybe twice before. Core's trying to make nothing of it. Says
like
never you mind.
I feel like I've only played Anor these last few weeks.
That's what I mean. It's like it's always you two play each other at the beginning of the RITE Night. I mean, it's a great way to get things started. I'm not complaining. It's just a little bit odd that it always happens to work out that way. Alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything that you'd like to see between these two. At the moment, we have just the song set up, but of course, we can also set anything else that might be of interest. Or we could, of course, give them both the chance to warm up a little bit before we get into anything too crazy. And Core, obviously you're in Discord now. Should I take that to mean you are now good to go?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Alright, in which case, why don't we get this one started? We'll have just the song to lead things off. Which means they can, of course, take whichever teams they would like.
The summons to the cairn of Hau.
And of course, Core chooses
to prove your worth.
the Dissidents.
The stars themselves shall be your witnesses.
And immediately gets the Dissidents arena.
Prepare yourselves, night wings. Dissidents, stand ready.
And perhaps his single favorite arena at that, a certain arena that is particularly well known for a certain strat. Now, of course, they can take whatever they'd like here. But then again, we may see them opt to go in a very specific direction. At least, I would strongly suspect that of Core, but the challenge here for Anor is, with her going first, she needs to plan out, does she anticipate what Core may do and take a chance? Or does she just go with whatever feels right? Don't concern herself about what Core may or may not be planning. Leads off with a Web Lanthorn Tizo. Now, here is the big question. What is Core planning to do here? Usually, we see him lead off with a False Step Bottled Void Stowaway in this arena, but does not do so. Goes for Gilman in the first spot. Now, maybe the Stowaway has yet to come, but she will be Exile number 2 or Exile number 3. We do tend to see Core still take Gilman on those False Step Bottled Void Stowaway teams, just typically in the second or third spot. So maybe he's just mixing up the order a bit here and playing some mind games with Anor. That is a possibility. But then again, of course, we see Core use Gilman in many other teams as well, so it could just be any other team.
Man, why you gotta tell him my strategy?
I've read the scouting reports.
Messenger.
Well, Anor goes double down on the Imp. And is that exactly what Core had planned? That is exactly what Core had planned. What can I say? What can I say? And then you saw the two imps from Anor.
Exile.
Anor said, don't worry, Core, too busy thinking about what I'm gonna go with. Anor does go triple imp here to lead things off. So, of course, the plan for Core with the Bottled Void False Step Stowaway is jump into the opposing characters, get the Stowaway banished, and if she gets banished at the end of her jump, she will respawn at the beginning of her jump, trigger Bottled Void, which will suck in neighboring exiles like a vacuum cleaner, and if they get sucked into her aura, they'll get banished. And it'll use the Sacred Bond on Snavdra as well to help bring the Stowaway back to find another way to trigger that Bottled Void. Oh, hold on. That looked weird on Anor's side. One second. Let's double check. We were looking at controls before. Actually, let me take a look at remote play. Is it doing some funky stuff here? Oh, yes it is. Yes, it definitely is. How did that happen? Core, do you have 2 controllers plugged in right now?
No, I don't. This happens every time.
What is going on? Core is both player 1 and player 2. Nora's like, that wasn't me doing that.
Okay, it's better now. It should be better.
Okay,
It
let's.
happens every time with me. I don't know why.
That is odd. Okay, let's do a countdown here. We'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and on go we'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, there we are. I think
It's gonna reset.
we see Nor as the only person capable of controlling her team, as should be the case. Here is Nor with one of those imps. Oh, but gets shoulder smashed by Snadra. And shoulder smashes the other imp as well. But Nor does have one of those portals right next to Core's Pyre. Goes through it, picks up the orb, and plunges for 25. Quick counterattack from Nor. Raji has that portal again. Anor's eyeing it, goes through, gets infinite stamina after doing so. But Core chases down that imp with Snadra, and has, a character right near Anor's Pyre, but Anor able to defend successfully. Now Anor back with another infinite stamina imp, but stopped once again. Stowaway's back, has an opening here. Anor trying to stop the Stowaway, but might have accidentally gone through the portal. It somehow still ends up with the orb and is the only person next to Core's Pyre here. A little bit confusing there, but somehow Anor ended up with the orb.
No sign of the dissidents.
Core momentarily defenseless, but now has a couple of exiles back, and Nor has that portal, is thinking about going through it, but Core now has it covered. Core thinking about activating that Bottled Void on the Stowaway, with all of Anor's exiles right next to her, and that sets up this uncontested throw.
The orb has hit the mark.
Alright, all tied up. Oh, well, actually, some leech, so no longer tied up. For dealing 20 damage and getting 10 Pyre Life back as well. Nor through the portal. Infinite stamina. Oh, look at this. Sidestep Snadra, but not quite quick enough to do that. Snadra, though, stuck next to her own Pyre, cornered here. That does bring back Ilman with Valiant Return, who brings back the Stowaway. Or back at full strength. Ilman down now. Snadra. Stowaway. Stowaway banished. Anor with Raji, or rather Messenger in. Ooh, nearly finds a way around Snadra, but that shoulder smash once again coming up clutch for Core. A wall of hockey pucks blocking Core's Pyre. Stunning Flame, well timed, makes the Stowaway the only exile capable of moving, giving her just enough time to get this 20 damage throw in.
Into the adversary's flame.
Tries to go through that portal, but gets blocked and banished. Stowaway, banished here. Anor defenseless momentarily, now has an imp back. The throw does land for 25, no less. The extra damage from Seized Chance. Anor gets the pass off before getting banished here, but does set up a portal. Before trying to block said portal. Anor thinking about going through it nonetheless. Does so.
Tis taken.
There's the Bottled Void. Stowaway. Blocked. Free orb. Next to Nor's Pyre goes through her portal. And just barely finds a way around that shoulder smashing Snadra, plunging in for 25. Well placed imp there. Gets shoulder smash, but sets up a very dangerous portal this time. But it's Core on the attack here, and Anor defenseless. So time for Core to throw this in, and no time for Anor to capitalize on that portal. And Anor dropping low from a Pyre Life standpoint here. Core may just need one more score, depending on who it is. The Worm with Seize Chance is capable of finishing the job, as would be anyone else. But a Worm without Seize Chance cannot. Of course, Anor still needs several more scores here. But does plunge here for 25. Dropping Core down to 40 Pyre Life, so now 2 scores may be possible for Anor if she does have that Inner Glory on additional imps here. But defenseless. And therefore, Core plunges for the uncontested winning plunge.
Good game.
Perhaps they do deserve their freedom after all.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything that we'd like to have for the next one. Otherwise, we'll just reset ourselves to our defaults. A classic showdown. As we were saying, it feels like every time Core and Anor face off against each other, it's always at the very beginning of a RITE Night. But hey, what better way to get things started, right? But of course, in the absence of any requests, we can just have them take whatever they'd like. Oh, look at this. A second Flutterfly, says Amberic. I mean, perhaps that was the reason why Anor chose to... I believe it was Anor who requested that song for our first RITE. So maybe the triple imp was planned from the get-go. Maybe that wasn't a coincidence. But it looks like that may be all. Oh, true! Wait, when was Tizo's birthday? Was very recent, wasn't it? It was this past Friday, wasn't it? 2 days ago? Yeah. Okay, now I see. Now I understand. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Now it all makes sense.
The night wings shall take
Oh, man.
the
From one super memey arena to another. It's a Pitum Elite this time. There is a song request, but no request for affecting your exile composition. So, up to you to take whatever you'd like here. Exiles, Masteries, or Talismans, I should say. Anor goes Titan Tooth Pamitha in the first spot. Of course, there are many ways to make this arena quite interesting, as Core goes for a power casting Snadra. We've seen wall bouncing throws, wall bouncing jumps. Both of those tend to happen with Savages, but Harps can potentially ping pong off the walls and gain some speed in the process. Then Anor also goes with a power casting Nomad, though in her case it's Headwind. Then Core going fairly defensively here with the Thorn Knot on his Worm. Tizo in the last spot there for Nor. Then Core takes the additional starting Pyre life on Manly. Here we go, second matchup between Anor and Core, and didn't necessarily see either player go all in on any of the silly meme strats here. Looked to be fairly straightforward teams. Pretty defensive though, on Core's side of things, across the board. Core trying to continue to attack here with that worm, but is now defenseless until Snadra returns. Here she is along with Manly. Flappy Harps, how dare you? How dare you? Manly gets sniped. Gilman. Little stop and go there. Faking out Anor and setting up this 15 damage throw. Ametha shielded herself well using that cast, but then did go down afterward. Then a trade of power casts. Gilman. Core trying to find a way around, but gets shoulder smashed. The throw still lands, though, for 9 damage. Ametha down this time, as Snadra continues to power her way through. She does get banished, as does Gilman. Anor with just Tizo at the moment. The rest of the team now returns. Anor trying to bounce off the wall with Tizo. I'm not sure to what extent that works with Imps. Does definitely work with Harps. I don't necessarily think that the Imps get the additional speed boost from it. Gilman puts the orb back into the safety of the sapling, but it gets bounced out almost immediately. Oh, and the deflecting cast off the sapling takes out Headwind, and suddenly Core with what seemed to be an opportunity there, although Tizo comes back just in time for Nor after a huge banishment from him. But Core sees the opening and plunges for 15 with Gilman. Ametha gets rid of it, and was perhaps trying to follow that up to banish Snadra, but now Snadra going through. It's a double shoulder smash. Nor waiting to get some teammates back. Ametha gets blocked, but she does have Titan too, so that stuns Core. With Ametha down. Manly down. Power casts, they may be big, but they don't have that much range. Down goes Headwind now, though. As does Pamitha. Snadra. Banished this time. Core placing the orb within the safety of the sapling once again. Nor trying to find a way around to snipe it, but can destroy the sapling with ARP. There's the speed boost off the wall Nor's looking for, and might have missed the mark a little bit on the plunge, but we'll still give it to Pamitha. Snadra down. Gilman. Perhaps waiting for Snadra to return, it seems. Now she's here. Oh, trying to get the stunning claim. Didn't quite time it correctly. Wanted to have it so that Snadra was the only exile capable of moving there, but was just a little too slow. And stuns Snadra as well, although does still find a way to get the worm throw in here. Snadra possibly could have just gone in straight for the plunge, but passed it off. And the worm throw is stopped short. Tizo again going for the wall bounces here. You have to admire the effort, but I'm afraid it didn't quite work out that time. Core plunges for 20 with Snadra and leeches 10 as well in the process, getting him all the way back up to 120. Remember, Core took the additional starting Pyre life with Manly's Talisman, so that's why he's able to exceed 100 Pyre life here. Oh, huge banishments. Anor defenseless. Pamitha, will she come back quickly enough? That throw is unblockable, so the answer is no. Pamitha first the orb, though, has it back, but gets banished by Snadra. Snadra turns around and banishes the entirety of Anor's team. Or with a chance here to potentially finish the job. Oh, goes for the BM. Oh, and the 720. You hate to see it. You just hate to see it, kids.
Good game.
I really thought
is done.
you were far enough away from the Pyre when you did the salute that I was like, oh no, I don't know if he has enough time to do this right now. Then the nerve to do not just the 360, but the 720. I really thought that was going to come back to bite you.
Until the next rite.
Kids, needless to say.
I think the difference there is that I had the better nomad.
Oh, fighting words. Fighting words. But kids, don't try that at home. Excuse me, says Honor. How dare you? How dare you speak ill of Hedwyn like that? I mean, we did kind of, sort of, almost have a civil war about that topic. I mean, that wasn't exactly the topic area, but it was Snadra versus the world. So technically speaking, this is a fight that has been fought before. Sort of. But let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like for the next one. As we were saying, Friday was Tizo's birthday, so I think that's the reason why we've seen a couple of flutterflies thus far. Anything that we'd like for this one. Smells like yet another duel in here. I mean, not officially. Not yet, but perhaps there is something brewing here. Some tension, some hostility even. I wouldn't rule it out after what we've seen between these two in the past. Maybe there is still some ill will even after. There have been two of those best 3 out of 5 series at the beginning of the RITE NITE, and Honor took one of them, Core took one of them. You would think that perhaps that would have leveled things off, and now they would have quelled whatever bad blood there was, but perhaps that is not the case. No, not ill will, but friendly rivalry, Honor says. Hopefully.
You are incorrect, Honor.
Ho ho ho. And Varric says it's Isle of Kalamer. For more Tizo action. Tizo-themed action, at least. Oh, man. The fighting words, they are being exchanged. And Customize has been turned off. Now it gets serious. Randomized Exiles, Masteries, and Talismans won't even get to see what those are in advance. We're just going to get thrown straight into the action. So, alright then. Let us see what we're getting ourselves into this time around.
The Night Wings shall confront.
Okay, so for Nor, that looks like Hedwyn, perhaps, or at least a Nomad, possibly Lendl. No, it is Hedwyn, Stowaway, and Manly. It's Gareth the Savage, Lendl the Nomad, and Bertrude the Crone on Core's side. Oh, huge series of banishments there, but it's actually Core who's defenseless. And Nor trying to punish him, but he does get Exiles back just in time to shut off that scoring opportunity. Gareth for Core. Of course, we may see both players trying to experiment a little bit here. Oh, a Titan Tooth on Honor. I didn't catch which one of her Exiles that was. But both players likely to experiment a bit here, try to figure out what masteries, what talismans they may have. So that, of course, will help them strategize for how best they should attack and defend going forward. That throw is unblockable, but it looks slightly short, and yet, look at that huge banishment from Bertrude. Setting up what is now an uncontested throw, which Core will make for 25. Wall of Imps blocking Core here. Stowaway definitely has infinite stamina. Likely from a mastery. Yeah, I think it has to be from that mastery, right? Gareth. We do see Core has Sacred Bond, so he can step on the portraits to bring back his allies. Stowaway. Trying to make it straight in, but she's blocked. Gertrude. The throw does land for 30. Looked like it might have been just barely out of range, but no. Had just enough on it. Anor can teleport to the orb using her stowaway salute. Vanishes Gareth, teleports again, and dispossessed of the orb at the last second, but the persistence pays off, and the stowaway does plunge here for 20 damage. No prayer beads for her, she's gone for this round. Here's Gareth, and his throw lands for 28. Oh! Extra throwing damage for Gareth. Which means he may have enough here. Oh my goodness. Anor holds on with 1 Pyre life, and Kor has the Crone salute, transforming all of Anor's exiles into defenseless howlers, and Kor for the winning throw, except Anor has a sap, and Anor has rekindling. So all is not lost, at least not yet. Anor holds on here, at least for the moment, but is now defenseless. And there is the winning plunge.
Good game.
GG.
I figured she might have had rekindling, but wasn't sure.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played.
Until the stars align.
And Iroder says, let's have some more of that, turning the customize off once again. We'll reset our arena. We can still do that. We can still do a song if we'd like. Cacao, we will have to hold out on the exiles because customize off did come in first, and of course we can't have both customize off and exiles, but next time round for sure. Remind us, we can get in your exiles requests, no worries.
Make me, Anor, make me.
Okay. Cal says it will end up being 3 curs for the next one, but at least for this next one, we still have a customize off match. So, like I said, let me know if we'd like to have a specific arena or a specific song. We can still do that, but Exiles, Masteries, and Talismans are all accounted for here with customize turned off. That is true. Cacao, your request does include Exiles, but if you're looking for all right side Masteries, then make sure to throw in a Masteries request as well. Reset theme, says Anor. So that'll give us either the Nightwings theme or the Dissidents theme. And we'll do it twice, okay? So we'll get the first one, and then we'll get the other one. What is the Nightwings theme again? I don't remember. It's definitely not like we had it. Yeah, I say this in jest. I know we had this conversation last week. You know, Dread Design, right? Okay, hold on. What exactly did Failer clip here? This might be worth taking a quick look. Banished by Snadra. Snadra turns around. Let me throw this on here. Oh, I know exactly what this is based on the title of the clip. Of absolutely clowning. Let's see. I know exactly what this is going to be. Banished by Snadra. Snadra turns around and banishes the entirety of Anor's team. Or with a chance here to potentially finish the job. Oh, goes for the BM. Oh, and the 720. You hate to see it. You just hate to see it, kids. And there it is. So this is what I was referring to. Kor banished the entirety of Anor's team, but Snadra is at the middle of the arena, so it's not even like she's right next to the Pyre. So, for that reason, I was initially thinking, like, I don't know if you have enough time to do this, Kor. I mean, ultimately, it turned out Anor had exactly 7 seconds before any of her exiles were going to return, and that's a pretty long time. But, I mean, Kor grabs the orb, hesitates, goes back, does the salute, has 3 seconds here, but realizes still has time to run up a little bit further, do not only the 360, but the 720. It was bold. It was bold. But he did pull it off. He did pull it off. All right. All right, and Cacao has locked in the curs all right side for the next one. But, as we were saying, for this one, it's another customize off. And I think Yeah, we've done the song, but that'll be it. Okay, so let's get this one started then. Okay, it's the book this time. For an Or, it is. I think that might be Orlek. Then a Cur and an Imp. It is Orlek, Barker, and Tizo. Then for Core, it is Lady River, the Worm, Manly, the Sap, and also Barker, the Cur. Here's Orlek, of course. Orlek, one of, if not definitely, the strongest of all exiles, just has a significant downside with his one hope. And usually, after Core plunges for 20 here, the key would be to find ways to compensate for that lack of hope with your other exiles. And Anor may not have that working in her favor here. In which case, if Orlek goes down, such as he just did, she may be waiting the full 30 seconds for him to come back. Blackheart. There's always a Blackheart. There's just always a Blackheart. No lightning run on one or both of the Barkers. But Core extends the lead after that plunge as well. Or that throw. Here is Barker for Core. One hop. Two hops this time. Lunges for 20. Cha-cha real smooth. After that banishment. Right Wisp for the automatic passing on, was that Orlek? Was that on Barker for an Or? And somebody has the Vengeful Vow. Is Anor's Tizo Vengeful Vow to Anor's Barker? No, Anor's Tizo's the one with the black heart. Okay. Does he have the salute? It's actually possible he may be able to transform back into imp form. But Anor makes it in with her Cur for 20. Anor does appear to have quite the cursed team, but she does find a way in with Orlek. Lucky break brings Barker back quickly, which is key because otherwise she would not have had anyone back to defend against the other Barker. But Core still finds a way in with that Barker. 20 damage on that plunge. Lady River explodes. She's the one with the Vengeful Vow. Oh, I mean, that's an exploding worm. I mean, that's huge. Orlek. Oh, he does have Brazen Manor. Look at that. That means extra 10 damage. Anor pulls it off there, and that drops Core down to 20 Pyre life, which means that Anor, if she is to get a score with Barker, does have enough damage. It's just one score. Typhoon Bottle will slow down Core, but it's not enough to stop him. And now that makes this a sudden death match. We've seen a lot of Talismans, so I don't think we're going to see an unexpected RITE Light, so next score probably will do it. Oh, and Orlek nearly had it right there. Banishes the defender. Orlek! Except there is rekindling. Core with his sap. Still holding on here. He has Blackheart on his sap as well. Double Blackheart, of course. Of course. It just has to be. Customized turned off. Nord, kind of trapped in a corner here. Trying to pass it off to her other exile. It banishes Core's exile. Barker goes down. Anor permanently without Orlek after he plunged. So she'll need to find a way to get the job done without him. Nearly makes her way in with her Cur. Looks like she might have had an opening there. Will it be the Imp? No. Still in it, though. Has the orb back. Passes it over to Barker. Dangerously placed portal. But Core at full strength and setting himself up defensively to block that portal. There is the Blackheart Tizo in his Howler form, which is technically a little bit faster base speed-wise, but can't jump. Can't sprint. Anor blocked, but there goes the Howler for the winning plunge. GG. The Howler takes the win.
I couldn't do anything about it.
GG.
Until the stars align.
Double Blackheart. Orlek with no way to get him back. Howler Tizo score. Now that's gotta be a good way to celebrate Tizo's birthday. Sometimes Tizo just needs to let loose a little bit and assume Howler form. Okay, Cacao, remember, had set up the all right side curs for this next one, asking for some special rules. That depends how complicated we're talking here, because some things are impossible to enforce. We can ask players to do them if possible, but at times we've seen, specific rules that are just not very feasible to execute. But if you have anything in mind, I mean, at least let us know what you're thinking. Before plunging, banish 3 curs. Does that mean that every single opposing character needs to be banished, so it's an uncontested score? Does it need to be that way? Or is it just, you banish 3 curs, and even if some of them come back from banishment, then once you've done that, you can score?
I mean, it's gonna be very hard to banish 3 curs, then them all be down. At the
Right,
same time.
simultaneously, because curs come back so quickly. That's the thing. I mean, all right side curs does mean you have increased
Right.
banishing capabilities.
Yeah, so just 3.
Just banish them 3 times. They don't all need to be down simultaneously. Okay, I'll leave that up to you two, Honor and Core. If that seems feasible to you, then we can give it a shot. Obviously, there's no way of reinforcing it or enforcing it, unless we could always do if somebody accidentally scores before they banish 3 curs, then the other player gets a free score. That's one way to do it. Like, oh, sorry, I broke the rules. I'll give you a free score to make up for it. Banish with casting specifically? Does it matter? Can you just rush people down if needed? I mean, obviously, all right side cur means you have increased banishing, or rather, increased casting capabilities, so in that way, presumably you would benefit from casting. It will be a sniper, right? Exactly. I don't know if you need to cast per se, as much as just more often than not, that's probably going to be preferable. Core will put us at the spring. No celestial orb. Time passes. I don't think we have that one built in, do we? I don't think we do. We don't. Okay, so that's gonna require a Tariq bot in that case. Actually, hold on, have we done both of the presets? Or have we only done one? I don't remember. We've only done one? Okay, so we still have one more preset in that case. But remind us for the next one in Barrack and we can do time passes. Well, we did have a couple of song requests last time around. We've only done the first of them. Okay, so it sounds like the players have agreed. Well, we need to turn customize back on. Yeah. Nora and I realized at the same time. But yes, so it sounds like we've agreed that we can go triple cur, all right side for both players, and they need to banish 3 curs before they are allowed to score. They don't all need to be banished simultaneously for an uncontested score, but they just need to banish 3 curs and then they can make their move. So, the one question I have remains, have we agreed that we have this whole, if someone accidentally scores before they've banished 3 curs, does the other player get a free score to make up for it? Is that something we want to do, or do we just want to say, we'll make our best effort to abide by the rules, and if we don't, then we'll just keep on going with it and be better next time? I guess that's mostly a question for Honor and Core. Nor may not have an opinion on this. Core?
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good? Okay, let's do that then.
The Night Wings shall now face the dissidents. Welcome.
Alright, so all right side curs.
Rites.
No talisman requests, so that much is up to them. But since they are sniper curs when they're on the right side, which is what, I mean, we tend to almost never see right side curs, but it does increase their casting capabilities at the expense of no more extra speed or triple jumps. That's why it's going to be such a sniping match, and why we will probably see both players opt to take more casting-oriented or generally defensively-oriented talismans. Perhaps the most obvious of those choices was the Cur Legendary Talisman, which has their cast stay on the board for longer.
Dalbert.
But Rite Light helps bring back the Curs more quickly from banishment, which there will be a lot of banishing, yes, but as we were saying before, the Curs do naturally come back quite quickly. Oh, rather, Rite Light for the rekindling, okay.
Dalbert.
Banishing throws on Dalbert.
Yeah, it's still sniper curs, but you can take. I don't think there's a specific talisman request.
No talisman requests, so you guys are free to take whatever you'd like there. I mean, I suppose you can double down on cast-centric stuff if you'd like. But obviously there are other things that are always good in just about any circumstance. I wasn't necessarily going to include Bottled Void in that group, but, you know, it's an option. It is an option. Okay, so... Oh, we also should be trying to keep track of how many banishments they have apiece. I have already lost track this first round, but we'll try to do it from here on out. So I will be relying upon our players, at least for this first round, better understanding than I have at this point of how many they've gotten rid of. We have seen several banishments at this point. I would like to believe that, yes, probably both players have met the 3 banishment threshold. Now we'll keep track as well. So let's see. That's 1 banishment for Core. It means he can't score yet. That's 2 banishments for Core. Ooh, and perhaps you see the reason why he went for the banishing throws there. That's 3 banishments for Core. So Core is ready to go here. He is allowed to score now. And there it is. Core first the orb here. Banishes 1. Actually 2. Banishes 3. Anor has banished 1, but Core is allowed to score now. So he goes straight in.
Himself into the flames.
It is a little odd to see these considerably less mobile curs. 1 banishment for Anor. 2 for Core. Core still needs 1 more before he can make his move. And that's where the banishing throws come in. That's number 3. So Core is now able to score. Anor, I believe, still needs 2 more. Core already met his threshold. Anor needs to defend a little more before she can go on the attack here. Core has it back and is allowed to score and makes it in for 20 damage. Yeah, it's probably going to end up being a lot more than 3. More often than not, but that's 1 apiece. 2 for Core. Nor still needs more banishments. Core now has 3. So he can score here. And follows up for the plunge, dropping Nor down to 5. Core with 1 banishment, not allowed to score yet. 2 banishments, still can't score yet. Still can't score yet, he wants to, but he can't. That might have been a 3rd over there. But we did see Nor take the rekindling. Nor with 1 banishment. Core with 1 banishment. Core with 2 banishments. That's now 3 for Core, and that's actually 3 for Nor as well. Core sacrificed a Kerr, but in doing so, now enabled a Nor. It was a Kerr for Kerr trade when Core didn't need to make that, but Nor did. Nor waiting for the opening. A little bit trickier, as we were saying before, given the lack of mobility on these Kerrs, not being of the left side variety. Nor running out of space here, gets rushed down. Both players capable of scoring now. Next score, all Core needs, assuming it's a full damage score, as we have already seen in Nor's rekindling trigger. Oh, and look at that. Nor trading some Kerrs, and looks like it did pay off for her. Now has a bit of an opening. Oh, but Core does have a Kerr back. Make it 2 now. Nor waiting for her reinforcements. 2-pronged attack. Loses 1 of the Kerrs, loses 2 of the Kerrs. Now may need to wait once again to get more Kerrs back. Starts making moves. Oh, it's starting to move all 3 into attacking positions, but lost 2 of them. And now has just Ruki, who's caught a little bit out here, away from her Pyre. But here come the rest of the Kerrs. Vanishing throws for Core. Nor stuck in a corner, but has the orb. Oh, down goes Nor's exile. Nor once again with just 1 Kerr. Gets 1 back just in time to fend off that Core attack. Oh, Nor was about to pass it to that Kerr, but got banished and lost another Kerr here. Just Dalbert, he goes down. Oh, but he does banish the other Core's most advanced Kerr. That is the thing about the Kerrs. They come back so quickly from banishment. And it is unlikely to see many times in which the opposing Pyre will be unguarded. Because with just a short delay, the other player should be able to get some Kerrs back, although that banishing throw was big! Nor had to retreat. Core scoops up the orb and plunges for the win.
They overwhelmed their adversaries utterly.
GG.
The rite is complete.
So there you have a Kerr sniping showdown.
Until the next rite.
Log champs indeed. Nor's like, please, can someone help me out a bit here? We do have a song request for this one. This one will be Time Passes. Though this will be a Tariq one.
Because I'm known for my sniper curse.
Alright, let's set up Tariq bot here. There we go. I mean, this is... Oh, what? It's the song that plays whenever you finish a liberation rite. It's not technically Volfred's theme, I know, but I do kind of associate it with Volfred more so than any other of the Nightwings. And Volfred is Nor's usual go-to character, so I don't know, maybe in that very abstract way, it's almost a request that supports Nor. There you go, Nor. Found something for you. At least something going in your favor. Don't worry. Let us know if there's anything else we'd like, chat. Follow Solium, says Phaler. Okay, so we have an arena. Phaler also choosing exiles. The banishing throw, yeah, was definitely a very big factor in the previous rite. Phaler says dual savage. Nor says that will do. That will do. Alright, we could still do masteries, could still do talismans. But just about everything else has been accounted for. Alright, why don't we go with just this then? So, Dual Savage, Fall of Solium.
The night wings shall confront the dissidents. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
So Nora leads off with a quick throwing ninja stowaway, and I imagine we may see a fair bit of the ninjas this time round. So that of course means no unclaimed orb will remain unclaimed for long, as we will see likely lots of savages capable of teleporting to the orb. And that means little to no downtime. Can never let your guard down, because if that orb gets loose near your Pyre, well, let your guard down for a split second and your opponent's going to teleport to that orb and be in scoring position immediately. Nor goes Tizo with her non-savage. 4 goes Banishing Throws on Ulmer, so that's his second savage. Now Nor with savage number 2, also going ninja with him, and also Banishing Throws. So Nor's all set. Core still looking to go with his non-savage here. And it looks like he will also go with an imp. So here we are, in a bit of a mirror match. Both players choosing what is largely the same team, although we did see Core go with Titan Tooth to stun a Nor when he jumps into one of her exiles, and that helped to set up this 20 damage throw. Also fitting arena for banishments, I suppose so. Gareth to Ulmer. Ulmer banishes with the throws. Banishes one of Nora's exiles. Now a second. But it's a stowaway here. Going the ninja route. She's banished. Except as I was just saying, you let the orb remain unclaimed for a split second, and your opponent will claim it back. As just happened here, setting up that 20 damage plunge from the stowaway. Actually, Ulmer in that instance. That means Ulmer is gone for this round, as he did not have prayer beats, so Nor at best at 2 exiles. 4 banishes and then gets banished. Nor first to reclaim the orb. Stowaway down, and Nor momentarily defenseless here. Core through his portal. Quick throw. Sneaks it in just in time. Slightly less than maximum, 19 in that instance. We'll see if that becomes a factor. There is a non-zero chance that will mean Nor may hold on with 1 Pyre life later on. Stowaway. Ninjaing all over the place. But a throw is intercepted. Banishes 1 defender, banishes 2 defenders. Core now with just Messenger Imp. Trying to play defensively here. Except Nor teleports back to the orb and throws this one in for 20. Nor wins the orb race. On the attack once again with the stowaway. Throw is intercepted. Now it's Core's turn. It's Gareth. He goes down. Big banishment gets rid of what may have been the last of Nora's exiles momentarily, but triggered the Web Lanthorn, bringing back the stowaway, setting up that score right there. Once again, the teleportation. Always dangerous, especially when the orb is right next to the opposing player's Pyre. Stowaway. Another 20 damage throw, once again, teleporting to the orb whenever it finds itself right next to Core's Pyre. Or that time looked like he might have been trying to bait out the Savage teleportation, only to follow up with a banishment, except Nora at that point in time did not have any Savages who were unbanished. So Core plunges this time for 20. I don't think we saw either player take any prayer beads, no. So Ulmer is gone for this round for Core, that means. So it's going to have to be up to Gareth and Messenger Imp this time round for Core. But no problem. Plunges for 20. And this is the key difference, is Nor with 1 score can finish the job. Core cannot. because at best, Core can drop an ore down to 1 Pyre life. So that quick throw we were talking about before, where Core got just less than the maximum amount of damage, may turn into being a very significant factor here. Here comes an ore, gets banished, but persistence from the stowaway teleports, but gets stopped. Core thinks about the portal, but sees an ore has it covered. Opts to go through though, does get banished. An ore with the stowaway. Both players trying to assert their dominance here. Stowaway. Banished. 4. Dust Messenger went back to defend, but he brings back Almer with that banishment. Stowaway down, that leaves just Almer back defensively for an ore. Opportunity perhaps for Core. It's blocked and banished, but look out for that portal that Core just set up. Right next to an ore's Pyre. If Core is to get it back, then that becomes almost an automatic score. But look at this! Uncontested plunge for the winning score.
Good game.
GG.
Although their adversaries put up quite an effort. The rite is ended.
Alright, well played you two. Let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Anor says she's up for one more, so heads up in chat if there's anybody who'd like to get in on the action soon. It looks like we'll be looking for someone to take an ore spot in the next few minutes. But otherwise, let's reset ourselves here. How does triple worm versus triple sap sound? If it does sound fun, does core worm plus an ore sap sound good, or perhaps switching those around?
That
Nor
sounds
says up for that. Core is not terribly thrilled.
I'm good. I'm okay with not doing that.
Alright, at the very least, let's reset our song here, but let us know if there's anything else you'd like to hear instead of Time Passes. And let's turn back on our in-game music here. Not enough switching.
I think Anor means that if she played Worm and I played Sap, she wouldn't want to do that. I'm down for that. To be clear. I'm down for that. She can have the worms.
Core! What is this blasphemous talk?
I'm dissident. I'm not the Pyre Hearts today. I can be dissident.
Watch yourself, Core. Watch yourself, Core. So that was Imberic's idea, and it seems as though Imberic may be thinking that is not the plan after all.
Fine. We can run it. Down.
It's like, how dare you speak ill of worms as someone who is usually a member of the Pyre Hearts? You, of all people, should not be bad-mouthing worms. Phaler requests exiles and says triple of something. Nor says, don't think I've had saps today. So I like how Phaler's request could include what we were just describing, or could be something much more innocent. Leaves a little bit of room for interpretation. Alright, in that case, why don't we get it started up? And I suppose we'll leave it up to the players. 3 of a certain kind of exile, that much is required. As for whether it's triple worm or triple sap, we'll leave that much up to you.
The night wings.
It's the Glade of Lu. Now remember, this is the modded Glade of Lu with no brambles in it, meaning it will be
Who shall
the most open of arenas. Still a pretty small arena from one pyre to the next, but it is quite wide.
Wolfred?
So Nor does go with a sap. And that means, of course, Nor must go triple sap then. And Core locks in a worm, which means, yes, indeed, we will have it. Triple sap versus triple worm. So, of course, that tends to mean that the saps have great defenses with their large auras and saplings to create additional auras. Then the rekindling potentially as well, giving them even more pyre life. More damage if they can make it to the opposing pyre, but given their lack of mobility, that can be a little bit tough. So offense is usually the weakness, although of course Anor is quite skilled when it comes to scoring with the saps. Then on the other side, for the worms, the biggest shortfall that they have is that they have a maximum of 15 damage unless they take Seize Chance, where if they banish an exile recently, then they can bump up that damage to 25. But that is something that Core is going to have to consider here, because given how much pyre life we may see Anor have here with all the rekindling, there's going to be a lot of damage Core is going to need to deal. And with only 15 damage at a time, that is going to take a whole lot of patience to get rid of it all. Unless he opts for a different way to increase damage or help to set up easier scores. So Core goes Titan Tooth on Gilman, stunning anyone that he jumps into. That may help to set up some offensive plays. We'll have to see. And we're going quick throwing Manly in the last spot. That is a good way to get some offense out of the saps, especially because they do have good throwing range already, and increasing the throwing speed makes them much more dangerous with their throws. Then Core goes Leech with Lady River. And here we go. Triple sap on Anor's side versus triple worm on Core's side. Core does have an exploding worm, and Anor, I think at least with one of her saps, likely has exploding saplings. Throw is unblockable, but it's short there. Now here comes Anor with her nutrition stick Volfred, and he plunges straight on in. That is one of the things that, of course, Anor has mastered. The normal saps have quite limited mobility, but with that nutrition stick, the extra blink distance, especially on a small arena such as this, can certainly pay off. Anor now with Manly, that is the throwing sap, but he goes down. Of course, Volfred plunged and does not have prayer beads. He has the nutrition sticks, and that means he's gone for this round. So numbers advantage to Core. He opts to plunge, but I don't think we saw him take prayer beads on any of his worms either. No, that means Gilman is out, but look at that huge explosion there. Gets rid of the last of Anor's exiles. So Core throws it in for 15 and made sure to use the correct exile there. 15 damage and 10 leech. So a net of 25 points there. That's the kind of play that I think Core is going to need to make a point of making in order to make up for the fact that his worms otherwise deal significantly less damage per score compared to Anor's saps. So otherwise, it's 15 damage every time Core scores, and 25 at least every time Anor scores. And that math just does not play out in Core's favor, which may have been one of the reasons why Core had expressed some hesitancy to engage in this one, but does get a 10-point throw in here. Slightly less than the maximum, of course, but that was once again his leeching exile. So he's back up to 95 pyre life here. The Titan Tooth will stun Anor, giving Core a chance to, almost get in this throw, but not quite. Hesitated for a split second there, it looked like. That might have been the difference between Core having enough time to get the throw off and not having enough time. And of course, that is the way that it finished. Anor now. Volfred has the blink ability, but he goes down. All the sap's gone, and it gives Core a little bit of time to get this throw in here. Has to cut it slightly short. It's 9 damage rather than the full 15, and that's the problem Core's going to have, is especially if he can't get the full 15 damage, it's going to take a long time to whittle away at Anor's pyre life, but this is the opportunity he's looking for. Not only 15 damage, but some leech as well, and at that point I think he might have been at 95 pyre life, and of course he can't exceed his starting pyre life of 100, so I think only 5 leech in total. But still his best worm to score with. Now Anor on the attack. With Volfred, that's the extra blink distance. He does go down. Manly is her other offensive sap because he has the extra throwing capabilities. The quick throws like that, and from some distances, those throws can be unblockable, so it's 19 damage here. Less than the maximum of 25. Nor looking to line up that blink, or the blink to set up the throw with full Fred, but he does go down. Exploding sapling. Core goes around it. Oh, and look at this. Stuns everyone and had Seize Chance active. Stunning Claim plus Seize Chance. So did have the 25 damage score in that instance, and that's huge. Anor down to 11 Pyre Life, of course, means Core from any worm could deplete the initial Pyre Life that Anor has with 1 score, but with all these saps, of course, Anor likely to have a lot of rekindling, and there is the quick throws from Manly, and that is the thing. Anor can catch up quickly here because of how much more damage she is rocking with those saps compared to Core's worms. Seize Chance active. And that is the Seize Chance worm. Technically, Core didn't need it there, but it does trigger the rekindling. It's 30, so it's actually the relative, not minimum technically, because Nor could have just opted not to take the rekindling on 1 or more per saps, but just 10 rekindling per sap. So not as big of a second life bar as we might have otherwise seen. Exploding worms. Seize Chance, oh, but the stunning claim. Core doesn't time it right there, and he stuns himself as well. He was trying to make it so that he had the only exile who was not stunned. That one exile could waltz on in for an uncontested score. We saw him do that a couple of times already, but not so this time. Nor, quick throw for 25. And that means Anor needs 2 scores. And Core, if he has a Seize Chance active, would need 2 as well. Otherwise, it would need to be 3. Almost down. Anor defenseless here. Core looking to find a way around, and Seize Chance. He's up there. So 25 damage means 1 score is all the Core needs. 1 score match. This is already Anor's second life bar. So no more rekindling. And Anor does still need 2 scores. Here comes Core. Well-placed exploding sapling. Anor blocks. Has the orb back. This is full Fred with the extra blinking distance, but he does still go down. Core. Fakes with 1 worm, moves in with the other. The throw is unblockable, and it does land for the winning score.
Yeah, I
GG.
caught it. That was insane. Good game. I was really lucky that was on Glade, honestly. That was like half the reason I did it.
There it is. GG. Triple sap versus triple worm. Such asymmetry, exactly. Totally different teams. Have switched those teams around. No, Nor had said she was looking to head out after this one. Thanks for the matches, Anor. Good to have you, as always. Thanks for stopping by. And it does mean we're looking for someone to hop in to take Anor's spot and just check in with you, Core. How are you feeling? You good to stick around, or are you looking to switch out as well?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. In that case, we're looking for one to hop in to go up against Core. And is there anyone who would like to jump in, do just that? I don't know. Core coming off that triple worm against triple sap victory might have scared off the opponents, the potential opponents. They're all now cowering in fear. Okay, guys, so you don't need to cower in fear, though. Anyone who would like to jump in here to go up against Core? I suppose, in the absence of other people from chat, I mean, generally, of course, the preference is to get as many people in from chat as possible. But if for whatever reason there is no one from chat who's looking to hop in now, then I could, as a placeholder, a holdover, jump in for a few matches until someone else would like to take my spot. Suppose that's a possibility. In the absence of other people with interest and availability. Alright, the controller has been plugged. I'm good to go. Let me just switch up that. And I will not be the Nightwings. It has been a while. It has been a while. I'm probably woefully out of practice, but you know, that's alright. Because you already knew I was well over the hill at my age. I retired 50 years ago. So let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for this one. Of course, this, as we were just saying, is perhaps my first write in I don't even know how long. So if you'd like, you can give me a little bit of a chance for Grandpa Lids to warm up. But I'm not sure how much of a difference it's really going to make. Knights of the Sea. I'm all for it. Worms, glorious worms. Except Nora actually beat you to it, but hey, if we want to do double worm song, that is fine with me. It's supposed to be an Exile's request, and that works too. That does work too. For both of us, for just one of us, all worms, some worms.
No, I always lose the 3v3 worm matchup against Lids.
We've had this matchup before.
Alright, night, Anor.
Good night, Anor.
2 games.
Alright, all worms, of course, says Barrack. What? Thought we were gonna have only 2 worm, 1 worm? That'd be complete nonsense. Alright, in that case, let's do it. What better way to get warmed up? I don't know. Core has some, what I would say, more unconventional, gimmicky worm strats that I personally disapprove of.
Who shall conduct the
Oh,
race?
also, it would help if my controller was functional. Hold on. Hmm? Oh, I'm player 2. That's what's happening. Okay. Hold up. Would we like to just swap
switch it.
names?
No, just switch it in remote play, it's fine.
Okay.
Shouldn't take long.
Let's go that route. Whoop. 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 Yes. Okay. Theoretically, remote play says I'm now player 1 and Core is now player 2. As whether that is actually the case, that's... My controller is not...
Yeah, it's still me.
Oh, remote play. Why must
I
you
can
be
try to
like this?
unplug. Let me unplug. No. So you might have to maybe restart the right. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
You can put it on fall if you want.
Want to lock it in?
That's fine.
Let's try this. I mean, worst comes to worst, we can just swap around and have me on player 2 and have you on player 1.
The Pyre hearts shall now face the dissidents. Welcome. Who shall conduct
That's still
the
me.
right?
Okay, I was gonna say we were both wiggling our controller at the very beginning, so I wasn't sure if that was you or me, but that is still Core. Okay, so we can switch around and have me be player 2 and you be player 1 if you'd like. we can...
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Let me just switch us here on stream in that case. Aha! It's Lids versus Lids. No matter what happens, I am going to emerge victorious. Galaxy Brain strats. Okay. There we are. Now watch it happen that on this menu screen, it has it with you on player 1 and me on player 2, but then... excuse me. But then once the actual RITE starts, remote play goes, oh, right, we were supposed to have Lids be player 1 and Corey player 2, and then it fixes it. Oh, thanks, remote play. Probably not. But then again, this is remote play we're talking about, so I wouldn't necessarily rule that out. Also, I was paying zero attention to what you just did. Let's see, you went Thorned Knot. Okay. Avenging Aid, Greater Cleave, Valiant Return, Vigorous Slash. Huh. Really? Little surprised.
Yeah.
Little surprised.
Really. Also, you were saying you disapproved of some of my strategies?
Yes. That I did.
Because I don't
I did.
pick Right Wisp.
Actually, this is, yeah, Skillman first. I am not in full support of Stunning Claim spams. I think it's a little gimmicky. I'm in for the fundamental worm strats.
Sir Gilman.
Which I'm sure was just an invitation for you to do this.
Sir Deluge.
That is basically the strat that I am disapproving of. Exploding Worm, fine. But combining that with Stunning Claim and or Seize Chance? I'm not for it.
Sir Deluge.
Oh man. Oh man! Look at this. Bottled Void. The Bottled Void craziness. Oh, I also put them in the wrong order. Okay, so I lost.
Yeah, I also put them in the wrong order.
Oh no.
Whatever.
What have I done? What have I done, chat? Lady River's supposed to be in the bottom. No! It's all ruined. What is this nonsense? Lady River on the top. Complete and utter nonsense.
Begin. The dissident's Pyre.
Exactly. Exactly. What is this? This doesn't work. This doesn't work. So... I mean, at this point, I'm deliberately running into you.
Trickery.
That was not very nice. I didn't appreciate that. Roll score anyway.
Solution. 'Tis too close to call who shall prevail as yet.
Ooh, no staminas.
A true aimed thrust into the fire. Higher hearts are now favored to prevail. Gilman banished.
That's Lady River. She is the preferred score. That's what she's there to do.
Fire now burns relatively
Oh, both
bright.
missed each other. Funny. Funny that. I walked straight into that one. I'm surprised you did not get me. That's going in.
The orb sails forth into the flame. The dissident's adversaries gained an edge.
Ooh, that was not very well aimed either. Oh, this is Deluge? Gross. Gross.
Everything which you hold dear. A show of strength from the Nightwing's opponents.
I mean, that almost made me the only person with infinite, or, a movable exile. It almost worked out.
There goes the orb.
Oh, that still got. Oh, that was very poor timing on my part. Actually prevented myself from getting the automatic pass. Very unfortunate.
Shall the Pyre heart now further their advantage? The orb quenches the flame. The Nightwing's adversaries gained an edge.
Oh, still survived that somehow.
Oh,
Which one is this? Deluge? Okay.
Sir Deluge has plunged into his adversary's pyre. That's it. Righteous fire!
Righteous fire!
The rite is nearly ended.
Ooh, poorly timed jump.
Now to the flame. Oh,
Shouldn't have jumped there either.
if I were that one, I'd be rather angry.
GG!
Good game.
The dissidents prevailed. They brushed aside their adversaries without too much trouble. The rite is complete.
Whew. Alright. Going back into retirement now.
Until the stars align.
Cacao has requested exiles, so we'll see what that one's all about. Accusers Gang. Okay, so what? Lendl, Vispoleth. Such jumps, banishments, and mind games. Let's reset ourselves, yeah, for the arena. And we technically had to... Oh no, the second Knights of the Sea was actually supposed to be the Worm's request, so that we can reset. Yeah, what are you thinking for Accusers? So we have Lendl. Vispoleth is also a member of the Accusers, but we only have 2 members of the Accusers, so who's the third exile in that case? Or did you have something else in mind entirely when you said the Accusers Gang? The demon, Vispoleth. Oh, or do you mean all demons?
I think I think he means Lendl and like 2 demons, Visweth and another demon.
Okay.
Because they do have that set up.
True,
2 demons.
true, okay. I see. Okay, so anything else in that case? We have Exiles all locked down. With a couple of demons, Boat might not be the worst thing to do. But Failure and Core, what? What are the chances of that? I mean, I suppose it is the Accuser's Arena, so it's not purely a coincidence. That makes some sense. I thought it was going to be that Failure just barely beat someone who was about to request Boat, but the fact that it was both Ridge caught me a little off guard. Did catch me a little off guard there. Alright, let's head back in that case to the Ridge. Alright, so we have an arena, we have Exiles. Anything else we'd like for this one? Could still do Talismans or Masteries. But maybe this will do.
The Pyre hearts shall now face the dissidents. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Failure. Okay, power casting Lendl in the first spot. I was thinking I would probably end doing the same thing. Might actually do this though. Hold on. I'm having a thought. What if I go in a slightly different direction that may make this significantly less relevant? We'll keep it simple. We'll keep it simple, at least in this case. Okay, Webbed Lanthorn Jody. So what I was pondering before... First of all, we should probably make sure that at least one of our demons is visible because she is legitimately on the Accusers. But what I was pondering was going double ring, which is why I was thinking maybe it wouldn't make sense to go for the increased stamina regeneration, since at least initially this would give the demons infinite stamina. But if one of them scores and isn't in for the next round, then they don't have that effect active in the next round, and then it just, wasn't really feeling it after that. So what if instead, anything particularly creative we'd like to do here, what if we went... Let's do... We'll have you be a meta demon. Try to make visible at the start of the show. Exploding demon, stunning demon. Exploding demon, stunning demon. None of the above. Speedy demon instead. Okay, for my second demon, I'm gonna go... I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter too much which one it is, as long as I have visible left. Let's have Jody... Let's go this route. Then what I'm gonna do for the talisman is I'm gonna go Typhoon Bottle, since I think there's gonna be a lot of banishments in this match. Something tells me there may be a lot of banishments in this match. Uh-oh, I missed.
A flame is stricken.
Oh, couldn't even get it off in time.
Good.
Wow. Ooh, that did not knock you back, did it? Go, Lendl.
Poor Lendl.
Poor Lendl. Poor little Lendl.
Now that is how to snuff on
Oh, you went double Pyre life. Ooh. That is a lot of Pyre life, I'm afraid. I missed as well.
a swift
Ooh, I was looking for the double banishment. There we go. There we go. No, Lendl, go away. Go away, Lendl. Go away with your shoulder smashes. Nobody wants your shoulder smashes. This will be a little bit of a wait.
is up.
But this is why I took the Typhoon Bottle. Ooh.
By the scribes.
Trade casts. Feeling there's gonna be a whole lot of that. I knew you were gonna shoulder smash me. It's like, I can't jump. It's just not gonna work. Might as well just try to sprint in and see if he jumps and sneak in under. Typhoon Bottle doesn't matter.
Sublime.
Oh, and you took the leech as well, yeah, which is gonna be relevant. I opted. Did I? No, I did opt to do that. Ooh. Oh, I missed. I missed. That was not exactly the best way to go about doing that. Oh, you still got me though. Still got the cast off. Oh, I missed again.
Spectacularly.
Ring around the rosy. Unfortunately, Lendl lost out. Oh, I thought I was gonna sneak around in an unexpected direction and catch you off guard. This doesn't end well for me either, I'm afraid.
It has gone in. No more than a lick of flame remains.
Oh, I didn't get my cast off. I thought I did. Oh, I didn't want that. I didn't want that. Also, that's my banishing throw. I should probably banish with throws. On my exile that can banish with throws. It's probably a thing that I should try to do. Excuse me, I jumped into you, not the other way around. Jumping in the opposite direction as the attacker. Galaxy Brain strats right there. GG. What if you deliberately don't defend against the attacker? Maybe you'll mess with their head so much that they'll mess up. See? Eh? It works really well if you don't think about it. Alright, so let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. Also, for what it's worth, I'm mostly just filling in here at the moments in the absence of other people from chat who are interested and available and hopping in here. So if there is anyone who'd like to get in on the action, let me know and I'm happy to swap out. Otherwise, whatever you'd like, let us know. Not seeing anything here, though. In which case, maybe we just jump into the next one and do whatever we'd like for that.
The Pyre hearts shall take on the dissidents.
Alright, so it is the Spring of Jomia.
Welcome. Who shall
And no
conduct
requests.
the rites?
So you are welcome to take whatever you'd like here.
Tay.
Hold on. I just had a crazy idea for a theme for my team. I just need to figure out, know what my first exile would be. My next exile. Yeah. Okay, that could be my second exile. Third exile. We can figure that out later on. Okay. Tizo first. Definitely need this. I feel like portals would be thematically inconsistent with what I'm trying to do here. So I'm gonna go, I guess, what will amount to an offensive Tizo. But a Titan Tooth also feels fitting, because you see, old Godzilla was hopping around Tokyo City like a big playground. Okay, then something Shaquille O'Neal. But he can't throw. He's terrible at shooting the basketball. He's just a big, strong guy. So he's not going to have the meta demon setup. He's instead going to have a fierce presence and an enduring flame. And that's pretty much. And we'll give him the Lanthorn just to play it safe.
Ignatius. Sir Gilman.
Okay, and then the angels sang out an immaculate chorus for Down the Heavens, descended Chuck Norris. You know the rest. In case you can't tell, that is, what? Like a 20-year-old pop culture reference? Just, you know, date myself. Because why not?
In honor of the scribes.
The ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny. For those of you who are unfamiliar.
One triumvirate stands unopposed.
Go, Chuck Norris!
The orb flies true.
I probably should I have taken Brace Manor on Shaquille O'Neal? Maybe. I don't know if that was a Shaquille O'Neal-like thing to do. I don't know if Phaler knows what I'm talking about. That's close to 20 years old. It might be more than 20. 20 would be 2002?
Brazen.
see, I can specifically remember listening to that song in, what year would that be? The 2006? It was definitely out by 2006. Possibly earlier than that.
Each fire now burns no more brightly than the other.
That banished me?
Barely a mark against that.
2006, okay. Merely 16 years old.
The dissidents seem to be falling behind.
Merely.
Did that one throw it?
One foot in the grave, man. You and me both. You and me both. Okay, yeah, you know, he's done this many times before. You would think that I'd have learned not to banish the stowaway because he's gonna bring it back and then use false step and whatnot. So maybe we try not to let him do that this time.
Another battle.
Please leave Tizo alone. He did nothing wrong. Old Godzilla was hopping around Tokyo City like a big playground. Don't mess with him. Only Chuck Norris can mess with him.
Now go on, just once more.
Ooh, not quick enough. Not quick enough, I'm afraid.
My.
My. It's gonna be a while until I get anyone back here, isn't it?
Why, that was all of them.
Go, Chuck Norris. Show them why you're the chosen one. No, Chuck Norris.
So fiercely fought.
Take them out, Godzilla. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have banished that last one because I was just going to bring back Gilman. That was also less than ideal. Alright, GG. GG.
Their adversaries must be crying
At
tears.
least one other person knows what I was referring to.
Thus
For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, go on YouTube, search The Ultimate Showdown. And it is an animated, I guess you'd call it music video?
Until the next rite.
It's a little silly.
You know, while you were talking about the Ultimate Showdown, I was playing the Pyre video game.
This is true. This is true. I may have spent more time, effort, and brain power focusing on trying to recall the lyrics to The Ultimate Showdown rather than playing Pyre. I will admit that was absolutely the case. Was it the same guy who did Harry Potter Puppet House? Oh man. Just give you more early 2000s pop culture references. You guys gotta remember that one. Come on. Come on. Baylor, we might just be continuing to date ourselves here. I know what you're talking about, but that probably doesn't come as a surprise. And also, I think we now know what we're going to have for our next theme, for our next team. Let us know if there's anything in particular you'd like to see, but I do now have an idea. At least for me. Alright guys, it is now your homework assignment to look up both The Ultimate Showdown on YouTube and Harry Potter Puppet Pals. And remember to follow the butterflies. What are you talking about, Baylor? Follow the butterflies, follow the butterflies. Alright, not seeing anything else from chat. Perhaps they are all distracted by looking up all those things.
The Pyre Arts versus the Dissidents. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Alright, no request for this one. So Core can take whatever he'd like. I very much have a plan. Well, I have an idea. I'm not necessarily 100% sure what that translates to in terms of an actual team, but that's another question. We can figure that out, right? Okay, so let's see. First, it's Snipe, Snipe, Severus Snipe, 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 Severus Snipe. And I think that's got to be Lendl, right? There's no way Snape is not Lendl. Snape just absolutely must be Lendl. You cannot convince me otherwise. I cannot be convinced otherwise. Alright, Core goes for, I believe that was a saluting Udmilda. But we have Snape. And now, we need Dumbledore. What would he do? What would Dumbledore do? I feel like an exploding sapling is too aggressive for Dumbledore. I feel like Dumbledore would maybe... What would Dumbledore do? Dumbledore would have hope. Dumbledore would definitely have hope. Maybe Guardian Shield as well. I can't exactly say that I'm ever going to use this, but thematically is, I think, still appropriate. I probably should have done that. Probably should have at least done that. Oops. Dumbledore is not exactly a paragon of nutrition, though, I don't think. What would be more fitting for him? Although, then again, it is wand-shaped. It is wand-shaped. So maybe this is his Elder Wand? Lid, spoiler alert. Dumbledore! He can teleport pretty far, though. That is also true. That is true. Okay, then the last question is Ron Weasley. I don't know what he would be. That's a hard one. Maybe, I mean, at least in terms of physical appearance, I'm pretty sure Ron definitely is supposed to have red hair, right? And Hedwig does have red hair, so like, I mean, that's something. That is something. Maybe this is Ron. I don't know who else would have a stronger case for that. Definitely would need to be someone kind of human-like, and I don't think Gareth with the mask. Nah, I don't think so. I think it has to be Hedwig. I think it does. And then for him, he's a team player. He's unlike Snape. Ron is very much a team player, so he's gonna have primarily support abilities. And what else? You know what? Ron is all about Birdie Bot's every flavored beans, collecting them and consuming them. And so whenever he banishes someone, he will spawn in one of those beans. There we go. Perfect. Just what we needed. Just what we needed. Snipe. Snipe. Salvorous snipe. 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 Salvorous snipe. Dumbledore! Oh, I still wanted to bring back Snape though. Well, that worked well.
All of the dissidents gone. The orb bathes first in the dissident's flame.
That's also just never gonna work. That was not the best of timing.
Udmilda flung the orb into the flame.
Oh. Wasn't very nice. That also wasn't very nice. Ooh, not fast enough from Dumbledore.
Negligible effort.
Oh, actually, that was Ron that I was saying was Dumbledore previously. I'm sorry, Ron. How dare I say such a thing? Aha! I used it once! More than I expected to use it. Whoa. Did I do that? I didn't mean to do that. Not bad. Oh, it still didn't work. It still didn't work. What gives? What use is the shield if the shield doesn't shield? Oh, that hurt. Oh, into the lava goes Ron. I saw that one coming. Oh, I didn't see that one coming, though. I didn't see that one coming, though. Oh, man, I don't even know how many spins that was. That was a lot of spins.
Once more like that, and we are finished here. A deathly quarter.
Of course it lands in the sapling. Of course it lands in the sapling. Sacrifice had to be made. Oh, oops. That went wonderfully.
Ta-ta, Lendo.
Owie. Revenge! Oh, you took Numbing Gus. Lovely. Oh, I was gonna try to blink in. I have no idea if that's the range on the super blinks, but only one way to know for sure, right? Oh, I thought I could rush you down still. Yet again, I thought I could still rush you down. There we go.
Pity what transpired there. Punishment for all.
Go, Snape. Go, Snape. Okay, maybe don't go, Snape. It's probably still making it in? Yeah, it is. It is, I'm afraid. I don't know what the plan is with that. It's never gonna work, I'm afraid. What the heck? What was that?
What just
What was that? Excuse me, I think you're the wizard now.
I need to.
The orb.
Wait. Oh.
No, you're still gonna block that. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that to be the way that played out. Ooh, didn't quite make the jump. Hello. Hello.
He's out of luck for now.
Oh, double.
Oh, nice.
Didn't see it coming.
Oh, you predicted it. Also, I wanted that orb. That probably doesn't come as much of a surprise, though.
A banishment.
Aloha. Oh, I didn't get that off in time. I beg to differ. Okay, I'd rather not do that. Finally! No!
Simply monstrous.
Simply monstrous! My Brody Pot's heavy flavor bean! Oh, I realized I was gonna make it that far. Hello. It is me. Wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet, go over all the things. The bean? No, but the bean! But the bean! Well, that's an unfortunate place for you to have placed that sapling, isn't it?
I gotta get my life back.
Oh, that was unfortunate.
Good. How sad for the dissidents.
Oops, wrong one. There we go. No, no, bad, bad sap, bad sap. Nope. Nope.
No! Oh!
Intercepted! Take that.
No!
No, you got it! No, I got it back!
Oh.
How did that even happen? I don't know!
Yes! Alright. Almost to full, just one more.
Positively brutish.
No!
Lendo banished.
Oh, I didn't want to do that. Wait, the bean! The bean! It's okay, I got the bean.
All of them.
No!
I will not take this hubris.
No, 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 no. You can't get any more.
No, I was supposed to get that. Pass it over. Oh, dear.
Good game.
GG.
The Pyre Heart.
So that happened.
Most excellently done this time, I must admit. The ceremony is complete.
Did anyone get a clip of that weird Like,
Wait, what
into
exactly
the
happened?
shield.
Did you teleport?
I think maybe I blinked or just shielded into the lava, and then it pushed me, and it pushed me through the other lava.
Cacao, are you referring to the shield? What part are you referring to? Because the way the sap shield works is that it uses stamina the same way it would work for any other exile that sprints. So you can only hold it for a little while. Then it needs time to get the stamina back.
And when it reflects the cast, it does, I think, 2 times the speed and the distance, I think. Something like that.
So in short, no, you can't just hold the shield button indefinitely, because you will run out of the stamina to do it. You do need to time it reasonably well. So, once again, if there's anyone who'd like to jump in here, I'm happy to swap out. I'm not sure if I have any other meme / pop culture reference teams to go to anymore. I don't know, any other early to mid 2000s viral videos that we can reference? Taylor will get in. Taylor's like, enough of this nonsense, Lids. Let me take over. Alright, no worries, no worries. And Core, just to check in with you, are you good to stick around? You want to play against Phaler? Are we looking for someone to take your spot as well?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. In that case, let me... Let me unplug my microphone, is what I technically just did. That's a no-no. That's the plug I'm looking for, to unplug the controller. That is what I meant to do. Okay. Let's get Phaler in. Sap's cast creates an aura and shield. It creates the sapling, which, yes, that can continue to deflect and sort of shield any casts indefinitely, but that's obviously not mobile. Okay, let me switch up. Taylor's stuff's here. He's taking my spot. And Phaler, I assume, yeah, fate for you, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's get rid of distance. We'll put on the fate. There we are. Okay. Nice. In which case, we'll have Core versus Phaler. So let us know if there's anything that you'd like to see between these two. Otherwise, of course, we can give Phaler a little bit of a chance to warm up first. Alright, but not seeing anything here, so why don't we do that? We'll have these two take whatever they want to take, and we'll give them a little bit of a chance, at least in Phaler's case, to warm up a little bit.
The Pyre hearts shall
Okay, it's the Glade of Liu.
welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
For Core, he'll lead off with an Exploding Gilman. Baylor will go Titan Tooth Pamitha, so she'll stun anyone that she flies into. Then extra starting Pyre Life on Snadra for core. And a Saluting Bertrude for Phaler, so he'll be able to transform all of Core's exiles into defenseless Howlers once during this rite, giving him what is more or less an automatic score. Then Core goes for the Bottled Void Stowaway. But Phaler's sticking to the fundamentals here, goes with the Web Lanthorn in. So here we are, the first showdown between Core and Phaler today. Phaler with Bertrude over to Pamitha. Pamitha has that Titan Tooth, which will stun Core, giving Phaler a little bit of time here. I believe he took Prayer Beats on his Crone. Yes, he did, so she's coming back. And even uses the Harp's Lute to switch into that Crone. Gives him a little bit of extra damage, and because that is his Prayer Beads Exile, means he can make a point of trying to plunge with the Prayer Beads Exile. False Step Stowaway, was looking to get banished right at the end of the jump, but slightly fell short. But Core does make it in with Snadra here, plunging for 20. Pamitha, she goes down. That leaves just the Stowaway. Now Gilman has returned. The False Step, well timed. Making the Stowaway the only exile capable of moving here, setting up this 20 damage throw for Core. Pamitha first the orb. Order Bertrude back to Pamitha. She flies in for 20. Core with the worm throw, it's short. Bertrude down. Gilman hanging out in the corner. Phaler says, let's get rid of him. Snadra down as well. That leaves just the Stowaway. She's blocked. And snipes Bertrude. She goes down. Phaler has back here. But the Bottled Void from quite a long range shuts down Phaler. Looked like he was out of range of it, but no. And in fact, it's Core returning the favor here, throwing this one in for 21 with Siege Chance active on his worm. Siege Chance active once again as he banishes a couple of exiles with Gilman. And Phaler defenseless right now. So that means this is a 25 damage throw, dropping Phaler down to 14, meaning one score, likely all that Core needs here. Many of his exiles, potentially. But Phaler with a well-timed score there from Bertrude. Remember, Prayer Beads, so she is coming back. Down goes Pamitha. It's back with Bertrude. She uses her Salute, turning all of Core's exiles into defenseless Howlers, making this more or less a free score, and turns this now into what is more or less a sudden death match. Either player capable of winning this with one score, and there it is! The Harp push in for the winning score. Phaler with the comeback.
Good game.
GG.
Good game.
The rite is ended.
Alright, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see between Core and Phaler. Now, Phaler with a little bit of chance to warm up. Feel free to throw whatever you'd like at them. Oh, I forgot to end the Ultimate Showdown match with Chuck Norris. Or rather, with Mr. Rogers. Darn! Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity. How could I forget? How could I forget? I'm so ashamed of myself now. So ashamed of myself now. Alright, not seeing any requests from chat here, though. So, barring any last-second thoughts, why don't we get this next one started, and we'll just have these two take whatever they want to take.
The Pyre hearts.
Oh, I am a fan of the Pit of Malith, though. We'll have to see what these two have schemed up this time around, because there are certainly many possibilities to consider.
The rites. Sir Gilman.
4 goes with the extra jumping distance on Gilman. Baylor goes Titan Tooth, saluting Pamitha. Then extra starting Pyre Life on Snadra for core. Taylor doubles down on the harps and has both of them with that harp salute. And now it's core using the Crone salute. And Phaler goes for the exploding harp in the last spot, so triple harp for Phaler. Here we go. That is the Titan Tooth stunning core, giving Phaler a little bit of time here to harp push his way in for the first score of the match. Did see core take the additional starting Pyre Life on Snadra's Talismans, so that's why he's still above 100 here. But Phaler follows up with another harp plunge here for another 20 damage. Amethyst gone for this round, though, which leaves just Soxiana back to defend. And Sakor able to find a way through for a 30 damage plunge here. We did not see Core take Prayer Beads, though. I think he took Leech on his Crone, so Core, yes, got some Pyre Life back, but will not have his Crone for this round. Baylor with Tamitha. Locked. Switches in, but gets banished. Nadra over to Gilman. Gilman cornered and banished. A little bit of room here. Phaler speeds into to take this 20 damage plunge. Careful, Ambera. Phaler, harp pushes in again. Another 20 damage plunge. Oh, and tries to speed in for the orb, but loses 2 harps. Has it with Tamitha here, though. Has to play it a little bit careful. Makes it in, though. High risk, high reward play, as if he had lost that harp, he'd be completely defenseless. Gilman just chilling there next to the Pyre, and now Phaler defenseless. Time for Core to move in with his Crone, his highest damage exile, and as you just saw there, has 50% leech, so 30 damage, 15 Pyre Life back on his side, net 45-point play. Phaler with it back, though. Core with Bertrude. His most dangerous exile. That throw is unblockable, but he cut it short. Just 17 damage on the throw that time, and half that in Leech. Does get Core back up, and it does put Phaler into 1 score range here, as that will reduce his Pyre Life to 0.
Good game.
GG.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
All right, let's head on back and let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. Some weird rights today, definitely true. Definitely true. anything else we have in mind for this one, though? Anything else we'd like to see? Alright. Catch you later, Emberic. Thanks for stopping by. Good to have you. Catch you later. Alright, and it looks like at the moment, not seeing any requests from chat, so perhaps, once again, we'll just have these two take whatever they'd like to take, unless any last thoughts there.
The Pyre hearts shall
Okay, well, I mean, it is the cairn.
welcome.
Round 2?
Who the rites?
Power casting Snadra first for core, but let's just say there is perhaps a different setup than we may be expecting to see him pull out in the not so distant future. Then Phaler with a quick throwing Ninja Almer in his first spot. Or goes quick throwing Manly. Then Phaler with the exploding Gilman. And Core matching that exploding Gilman. Last one for Phaler will be a Titan Tooth Deluge. So here we go. Surprisingly, no Bottled Void from Core this time. Feels like there is a close to 100% instance of Core using that Talisman whenever we find him playing in the cairn, but not this time around for whatever reason. And lands that quick sap throw to get things started. Born its time with the worm, speeds in for an 11 damage throw, or slightly less than his maximum of 15. Here's Phaler though with Almer, sneaks that one in between two defenders for 20 damage from him. Almer, back at it here. Knows that throw will get intercepted, and it does. Titan Tooth though will stun Core, perhaps giving Phaler enough time to, yes, hit off a 20 damage throw once again from Almer. This time it does land. Almer first the orb, but he gets banished by Snadra. Big banishments from Snadra, but Almer returns and finds an opening once again for a 20 damage throw. Almer teleports, goes down to Snadra. Deluge goes down, but here's a little bit of mini Infiniworms from Phaler, and he rides that speed into the Pyre for a 15 damage plunge. Means no Deluge for Phaler in this round. 4. Gilman. Throw is unblockable and looks like it's within range. It is. Almer makes his move, but gets banished. Big banishment there, leaving Manly as the only exile standing for Core, but it does mean that Gilman makes his valiant return. Hides out within the safety of his sapling and uses that stunning claim to try to make it so that Core had the only exile capable of moving. However, I think Phaler might have had an exile come back from banishment right around the same time, so he also had someone who could move. And it's Phaler who ends up scoring, which means one more score from Phaler would be all he needs, at least to trigger any rekindling that Core may have, as he does have a sap. Series of banishments next to Core's Pyre. Phaler does plunge, and there is the rekindling. It's 10. So it means that now, next score for Phaler would be all he needs, and there it is.
Good game.
Game.
Gee.
Their adversaries confidently thwarted. The rite is complete.
Alright, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything else you'd like to see for this one. But of course, again, if there are no specific things that we want to see for this one in chat, then we can just have them take whatever they'd like. And it looks like that may still be the case here. In which case, sure, we'll get it started back up. Oh, hold on. I wrote us choosing players exiles. We still have enough time to do that. Except the fact that this is on the boat... Oh, no. Okay, Fall Solium may change that. Probably less so than the boat would have, but we'll see what Iroder has in mind.
Who shall conduct the rites?
Vengeful Vow... Oh, and Talismans as well. Okay, so Vengeful Vow, Right Wisp in the first spot. Infina Worms, but only one player. Oh, man. Oh, man.
You want to do it, Bailey?
You can do a lottery and figure out who gets
I
it.
don't want to do it, so the other one's.
Excuse
Alright, sure, fine, I'll do it.
me.
Why not?
Well,
Let's go.
Or we
No,
might need to revoke your Pyre Hearts license after today.
Now
Speaking ill of worms, not wanting to do triple worms, Core, it's looking pretty bad right now. Help me out here, Core. Tell me, prove to me that you are still a worms player. You are still a true Pyre Heart. Because right now I'm just not seeing it.
Sir Gilman.
Right Worm in that first spot with the Bright Wisp. Wrong masteries, but we'll give it to him. We'll give him a pass.
Messenger Imp.
Harp, now Imp in the second spot for Core. So Core can take whatever he'd like. A Failure is on triple worms, so he's going Exploding Deluge. He does need to take the Exploding Talisman on one of his worms. Technically, Deluge is supposed to be in the top spot, but that is the same mistake that I made earlier today, so I can't blame him that much for making that same mistake. Mastery's still off, but you know, he doesn't know any better, chat. It's okay. He doesn't know any better.
Ignatius.
It's a Leeching Ignarius in the last spot for Core. Then it's Lady River last for Failure, his final worm. And up to go Titan Tooth with her. Alright, so here we go. Triple Worms, Failure opts to go that route. Core turns down the opportunity. Failure, Titan Tooth. Oh no! Core able to avoid the Titan Tooth stun, switching with the Harp Salute. Actually, might have been Core's Titan Tooth. Looked like Failure was stunned there.
Now to the flame.
Failure with Lady River. Ametha. Messenger Imp down, Ametha back. and only Pamitha for core at the moment. Perhaps waiting to get some friends back. Commits vile atrocities. And rightfully so, Phaler gets the orb back. And sneaks past that harp, in for a 15 damage plunge. Pamitha switches, using her harp salute into Ignarius. Ignarius avoids one banishment attempt. Phaler trying to avoid getting stunned by Ignarius, and does Titan Tooth him, and so can banish him after having done that. Phaler with his Valiant Return would have been his last worm. But he does have several rounds of Valiant Return, of course. That is the whole point of Infiniworms. Once again, Core switches into Ignarius. This time it is able to knock back the would-be defender, setting up this 30 damage plunge. This time, the stun from Pamitha, and switch into Messenger Imp for a 7 damage throw. Pamitha, banished. Seize Chance active for Phaler if he scores quickly. Gilman. Past the defender, and does have Seize Chance active when he scored, so that's 25 rather than the usual 15 damage. Ignarius sets up the Brazen Manor. Sakura looking to switch into him. Here he is, and with that extra damage, finishes the job.
The Pyre prevailed.
GG.
Their adversaries did not even come close.
Good game.
Thus end this night's
Well, not that good a game.
proceedings.
I mean, it's breakable.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Next, right.
It's unstoppable. Alright, and of course, let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. Last time we had Infiniworms on one side. The other side was take whatever you'd like. But perhaps this time, unless we have anything in particular that we'd like to see, we let them take whatever they'd like to take. Up to you all, of course. But in the absence of requests, that's what we'll go with here, it seems.
The Pyre arts
Okay, we're at the nest,
perfect.
and no requests, so you may take whatever you'd like.
Who shall conduct the rites?
And Core goes Kerr, Titan Tooth style for the stuns, and takes the quicker respawn time rather than the triple jump. So not quite the usual meta Kerr setup that we tend to see. Whereas Phaler goes for a quick throwing Ninja Almer. Then it's Bertrude with a Crone Talisman, Legendary Crone Talisman, means she can cast through barriers, including that lava in the middle. Then not a ninja stowaway there, slightly different mastery setup coming from Phaler, but of course, still a second Savage. Then in the last spot, Core opts for a Leeching Lady River. Whereas Phaler goes for Webbed Lanthorn Raji. Phaler teleports the orb first and able to get an angle in on this throw for 20 damage. Phaler teleports the orb first as well, and once again has that opening, although might have seen Core take Stubborn Flame there, by the looks of things, where if Phaler is in the lead, he will deal 10 less damage, which is why now with Almer or the Stowaway, he'll have a maximum of just 10 damage rather than his usual 20. Stowaway. Bertrude. Over to Rookie. Rookie speeds on in for 20 damage on this plunge. No prayer beats for him though, so he's gone for this round, and nearly avoided that cast and made it into the Pyre. But Almer may not have made it. The Stowaway did though, and as we said, 10 rather than 20 damage because Stubborn Flame will reduce Phaler's damage by 10 whenever he's in the lead, as is obviously currently the case. Raji, back to the Stowaway. Stowaway down. I think she actually went out of bounds into the lava, which means slightly quicker respawn time. Because here she is back again. She gets sniped though by that Crone cast that can go through the lava, given how Core took the legendary Crone Talisman. Titan Tooth Phaler stunning him and setting up this score for 15 damage and 10 leech back onto Core's Pyre. Phaler first on the orb. Throw this time is intercepted though. And Core with the quick counter, plunging in here with Rookie for 20. He will be gone for this round as he does not have prayer beads, so Phaler first the orb with Almer. His attack is blocked though and banished. Core with Bertrude. Core is now in the lead, so that means Sacred, or rather Stubborn Flame, is no longer active. So Phaler, if he is to score, will be back to dealing full damage. Has a Stowaway back here. Has the portal, but it won't take him far, and opts for the jump instead. Doesn't quite have the range to make it past both those pits of lava. Here's Almer now. He's banished. Stowaway goes down as well. Series of banishments. Phaler was looking to teleport to the orb, but Core already had it. And so Phaler was stuck in that salute animation, giving Core enough time to zoom on in for that score. And Core is capable of dealing 30 damage with one score if it's coming from his Crone. So that makes that by far his most dangerous exile. Anyone else would take 2 scores. Including Rookie. He's banished. Lucky Break will bring him back quickly though. But Phaler finds just enough space to sneak in this throw. And as we were saying, back to the full 20 damage. As should be the case here as well. Phaler. Waits this time. Does not immediately teleport to the orb. Mixing up the strategy a bit. Perhaps messing with Core's head a bit. Rookie hanging out right next to the Pyre, but he goes down. Lucky Break brings him back very quickly, though. Here he is once again. He's banished once again. Bertrude down, as we were saying, his most dangerous exile for Core, but well-timed stunning claim, making Rookie the only exile capable of moving, although has to rush the throw a bit. 9 damage is significant because that lowers Phaler down to 11, which means even a Rookie plunge is not enough. It still needs to be Bertrude to finish the job. Otherwise, it will take Core at least 2 scores. Here is Rookie. Can't quite make it in. Last-minute save by Phaler. Stowaway. She goes down as well. Raji gets rid of Rookie. Opening here for Phaler. Throws it for 20. Dropping Core down to 20, except now Stubborn Flame is still active. By 1 point. Last second save by Phaler. It means even if Phaler scores here, he is still at 10 less damage. Maximum of 10 here. So he still needs 1 more. Stubborn Flame, the difference maker there. But could this be it? Not that time. Banishes 1 defender. Orb remains unclaimed. But back in Core's hands. Lunges for 20. As I was saying, still not enough. Phaler holds on with 1 Pyre life. Can he get the job done, or will Core finish it? Any score will do for either player. Currently just Raji back for Phaler. Does bring back Ulmer. Core speeds in for the winning plunge.
Good game.
GG.
Yet nonetheless
Good game.
commendable. The rite is done.
All right, well played, you two.
Until the stars align.
Like 2 or 3 of my start of round salutes just got lost in the internet,
Oof.
which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you know,
All right, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything else you'd like to see for this one. And is there anyone else hanging out in chat who's not yet gotten the chance to play today, who's looking to play today? Or are we looking at potentially having Core versus Phaler being our last matchup of the night?
I mean, I'm down to get out as well soon. Or, yeah, whenever someone wants to get in. But I can stay also.
Just want to make sure that if one of you has to go, we have a sense of, well, is that going to be it? Should we be at least prepared to enter Liberation Rite protocols at some point in the not-so-distant future? Or do we have other people who are still waiting to get in? No rush, but just want to make sure that we have a sense as to whether this is the last 2 we're looking at for tonight, or if there may still be more that has yet to come. It seems like it may just be you two finishing things off. So let's just keep that in mind. If one of you has a time by which you must leave, that we're prepared to... Oh! Prepared to do our penultimate rite or go straight into Liberation Rite if needed. But Iberto has turned Customize off. I don't think we've seen it yet between Core and Phaler today. So, of course, Randomized Exiles, Masteries, and Talismans. Won't even get to see what they are in advance. We're just going to get thrown straight into the action. Could still do a song, could still do an arena, if that is of interest. Otherwise, just about everything else is covered. So let's get it started. Oh, I hear the water. It is the boat. For Core, Throne, Cur, Imp. For Phaler, Worm, Cur, and second Cur. Okay. Core trying to make a quick attack, although Phaler able to fend that one off. Has the Seize Chance active on his Worm, so would have had extra damage there. But Core able to stop the score before it happened. Dalbert. For Core, works his way around and in for 15 damage. That means 100% left side on Core's Dalbert, so does have all the jumps, all the speed, and also can come back more quickly from banishment. We'll see if we can find out other things about the other exiles that both players have. Portals for the Imp on Core's side as well. Lucky Break on Barker for Phaler. That means at least somewhat on the left side there. Oh, Explosive Temper on Dalbert. That's primarily right side. It's a little unconventional there, as Core may have gotten stuck in the puddle. Not sure I've seen that one before. The Pyre's Adverso. Just Barker back to defend at the moment for Phaler. But he is able to intercept the throw. Makes him... Oh, Titan Tooth. Is that on Core's mess? No, it's on Phaler's Cur. Oh, that's big. That's very big. That was on Barker, I believe. 30 damage on this Crone Plunge for Core.
Best not let this go to your heads, Firehearts.
There's the Titan Tooth once again. Activates Seize Chance for Phaler too, so he gets extra damage. Oh, if he can sneak in, but Core stops it at the last second. Dalbert for Core. We established he's all left side, so he should be pretty speedy. Luminous Idol on Dalbert for Phaler, so he will get full stamina once he picks the orb up, so he can theoretically sprint to the orb, use all his stamina, get it all back once he gets it. Phaler with a quick 7 damage throw from his worm, but gets him back to full strength here. There's the burst of speed from Core. Phaler first to the orb, doesn't quite have enough time or space to get the throw off though. Core. Moving in with Dalbert, but he's blocked. Core for it. Has an unblockable throw. Oh, but look at that. Goes for the plunge instead, and that's 30 damage. That means, unless we have an unexpected rekindling coming from RITE NITE, 1 score likely all that Core needs here. Whereas Phaler definitely needs at least 2. Dalbert's back defensively, but Phaler sneaks around the other side and had Seize Chance active, which gave him the ability to get some extra damage. Oh, but Phaler gets him down to 21, uses the stunning claim, but it's just going to stun everyone. And the significance of 21 Pyre life is big. Not that it'll matter here, because Core plunges for the win.
Good game.
GG.
I had a
That
prayer
was a
bead.
misclick.
I had prayer beads on my cur, and I
Oh!
had bright
Yeah, I
wisp.
know. That was
I had
pretty
bright-
good.
I had all right side Tizo with bright wisp.
Oh, right side with Bright Wisp. Huh. So super portals.
And then I'm not sure what I had on my crone.
Until the next rite.
Alright, well. Let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. That was, of course, customized off. We'll turn it back on unless you guys would like for us to turn it off for the next one as well. And, of course, as soon as we turn customize off, we end up back on the boat, which is fitting. Just to further add to the chaos.
I think that was the first boat today.
Was it really? We haven't seen many of them. It might have been. Alright, not seeing any requests from chat though, so in that case, barring any last minute thoughts there, why don't we get this one started up and we'll just have these two take whatever they want to take.
The Pyre Hearts
This time it's the spring, technically Phaler's home arena.
fate. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Core leads off with a power casting snatter in the first spot. Phaler goes with Fate member number 1 with the Titan Tooth Dalbert. Then Core goes for the extra starting Pyre life on a Crone. Vanishing throws Ninja Almer for failure in the second spot, so that's Fate member number 2. And the last one for Core, he goes for Manly. Last one for Phaler. He does go for the full Fate team on the Fate Arena. Fitting. Starts things off with Dalbert, but he gets shoulder smashed. Yet stuns Core. Bertrude, the only one left for Core at the moment. Trying to hide, doing circles around that sapling, waiting for some reinforcements to arrive, and does make it all the way to the Pyre. Plunging for 30 here. That is a very speedy Dalbert, flying his way into the Pyre with that triple jump. Almer, looking to do the same here, banishes with his throw, gets the rebound and follows it in for a 20 damage score. Dalbert shoulder smashed, but stuns and sets up this huge banishment. We did, I believe, see Core go for the Typhoon Bottle, preventing Phaler from sprinting, jumping, throwing, or using any other special abilities when everyone is banished on Core's side. That was the difference maker there. Otherwise, it would have been a free score for Phaler, but it gave Core just enough time to get a defender back. Phaler speeds on in with Dalbert. 20 damage here. Teleports the orb with Almer. Banishes with his first throw, but then gets banished. Just Bertrude back defensively. Phaler trying to move in and does banish her. Core has it back now with Snadra, and Phaler defenseless for the next few seconds. Snadra. Oh, Core going for the Nomad shielding strats. Moving forward with the Nomad, then switching back to the Sap and using the Salute to shield. And despite everyone being banished on Core's side, and slowing Phaler down, still able to find a way in for 20 damage on that plunge. Shoulder Smash gets rid of one of Phaler's exiles, who comes back from Raji's Webbed Lanthorn. It's Dalbert. Just enough stamina to initiate that triple hop, and we did see Core take that Stubborn Flame, as we saw last time, I believe, preventing or reducing Phaler's damage by 10 whenever he's in the lead, which is why he dealt just 10 rather than the usual 20 in that instance. Bertrand blocked and banished. Almer banished from Snadra's big power cast. Down goes Snadra. Phaler through his portal. Banishes one defender. The shield on the Sap is not enough to stop it. Oh, but Bertrude comes back just in time to stop Almer. Snadra. Back to Bertrude. Snadra. Two-pronged attack. Who's it going to be who makes the final move? Bertrude goes down. Almer runs into Snadra. Now is the last of Phaler's exiles. Time now for Snadra to throw it in for 20. And does have 10 leech as well, so net 30-point score. Dalbert, though, speeds past everyone and overshoots the Pyre even, but still has the opportunity to go back in. Almer teleports, but no time to throw it in. Snadra's power cast. Instead, shoulder smashes the defender, and that leaves Phaler's Pyre unprotected until Almer returns and banishes two of the would-be attackers, gets the orb back, and does a little bit of everything, throwing it in for 5 as well. Dalbert, shoulder smashed. Bertrude for Core. Banished. Raji, over the cast, over to Dalbert. He flies in for 10 damage, and that drops Core down to 15. And normally, that would mean Phaler could finish this with 1 score. However, with the Stubborn Flame, as long as Phaler is in the lead, that is not the case. It will take 2 scores, as his maximum damage is reduced by 10. Now, he can't teleport to the orb when everyone is banished on Core's side, so he needs to walk this one over. Now that they're back, though, he can try to jump, but he does go down. Bertrude, trying to get rid of Raji. Raji gets rid of Bertrude. Almer can't quite banish the Sap. But there is confirmation on the Stubborn Flame, but 5 damage on that Imp score from Raji means that now either Almer or Dalbert could score and win it for Phaler, but it's Core on the attack here. Phaler fends it off with Dalbert, and there is what would be the winning score, if not the 10 rekindling, coming from Manly. So Core holds on. And now on to his second and, of course, final life bar. Phaler through the portal, right next to the Pyre, teleports to the orb, takes out the would-be defender. Snadra, banished. And Putin Bottle active for a split second there. Bertrude banished. Failer still finds the opportunity to teleport to the orb and hop in for the winning plunge.
Good game.
GG.
Game.
Their fire burns whilst that of their adversaries is but ash.
Fate wouldn't lose in their own arena.
The ceremony is complete.
Showmere wouldn't allow it. Alright, we'll head on back.
Stars align.
And let us know, chat, if there is anything you'd like to see for this next one. As I was saying, it appears as though Core versus Failer may end up being our last matchup of the night, in which case we may be approaching our penultimate rite here, our last one in which we are taking requests from chat before, of course, we go into our liberation rite. If that is the case, then of course, let us know what you'd like to see between these two, because this would be our last opportunity to make that stuff happen. Is there anything that we still want to make a point to seeing between these two? Failer comes in and turns Customize off. Randomize Exiles, Masteries, and Talismans. Could still do an arena. Could still do a song if either of those things are of interest. But just about everything else has now been accounted for. Not seeing arena or song requests, so in that case, we'll get this one started. Okay, and of course you hear the imps, and that can only mean one thing, it's Island Kalamer. For Core, it's 2 crones and an imp. For Failer, it's a demon, a harp, and a savage. That demon is Ignarius, not Orlek, which is, of course, a significant distinction. Let's see what we can find out about these exiles, because, of course, we don't know much from a Masteries or Talisman standpoint, but Failer plunges here to get us started with his harp. No prayer beads on Tamitha, though. She's gone. Is that a Bright Wisp on Almer? Automatically passing it over to Ignarius when Almer got banished? It may have been. Ignarius down. Almer can teleport using his salutes, but down he goes, and Failer defenseless for the moment, leaving Core with time to throw this one in uncontested for an unblockable 30 damage. Failer teleports with Almer, and just barely able to get his toe into the pyre there for 20 damage on the plunge. Tamitha has Vengeful Vow. Was that on Tamitha, or was that on Messenger? Failer, everyone banished here. Another unblockable throw from Core. Wall of imps blocking the orb. But yeah, that does look like that is automatically Almer passing the orb whenever he has it and gets banished, as we saw previously. Tamitha finds a way in. Once again, the imps clustering around the orb. Oh, but Failer loses everybody, and he does have exiles like Ignarius, who take a long time to come back from banishment, which is why we tend to see Core in this situation. Oh, and actually Core has Leech on that crone there. I'm pretty sure is what he voluntarily chose in a bunch of previous rites. Oh, and Tamitha looked like she had made it all the way to the pyre, but just missed the mark. Ignarius trying to get rid of the last defender to make some room here, but then the crones return, but Ignarius still bulldozes his way through for a 30 damage plunge. But he does not have prayer beads, so he's not in for this one, which means Failer does still need 2 scores here, and Core just needs 1, and this may be the opportunity he's looking for. Just Almer back to defend. Throw is unblockable. Except it falls short. Failer holds on. Almer. The automatic pass back to Tamitha. Tamitha pushes her way through. And now we have ourselves a sudden death match. Either player needs just 1 score. Ignarius. He's down. Phaler defenseless. Almer comes back in 2. Is that fast enough? It is not. Core
Good
takes
game.
the win.
The Pyre heart
Good game.
GG.
Perhaps a stroke of fortune ought to be thanked. The rite is complete.
All right, well played, you two. In that customize off match.
Next rite.
And we were saying it's getting to be just about that time, given how it doesn't seem as though we have anyone else looking to hop in to take either Core or Phaler's place, that it may be Liberation Rite time. It may be Liberation Rite time, in which case, of course, we'll turn Customize back on. That's crucially important. But we will also find ourselves heading over to the Fall of Solium, sermon intro on, and we'll take the Never to Return version of Player 2, which in this case would of course be Phaler, as the Fate. So no request for this one. We'll have both players take their preferred teams in what will be our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. Let us begin.
Stand forth, exiles. You stand upon the fall of Solium. You shall take part here in a glorious tradition. Prevail and earn the favor of the scribes. Pyre hearts, stand prepared. The Fate, stand ready.
Alright, as we were saying, this will be our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite, so no request for this one. We'll have both players take their preferred teams. 4 on the left, representing the Pyre Hearts. Phaler on the right, representing the Fate. That was a Titan Tooth Zoxion in the first spot for Core, so she will stun anyone that she flies into. Phaler breaking out the meta Orlek, a scary sight to behold. Core, sticking with the leech here. We've seen him use it a lot today. This time on Ignarius. Exploding Deluge in the second spot there for Phaler. Then Core goes with a Webland Thorn Imp for his last exile. Last one for Phaler. And he'll do the same. So here we go, our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. Core on the left representing the Pyre Hearts. Phaler on the right representing the Fate. Best of luck to you both.
has nearly ended. What happened there? Who? Spectacularly done. The Pyre hearts are now favored to prevail. Oof! And there it is, at last.
And there it is.
Proved their worth.
GG.
Rather convincingly,
Good game.
I must admit.
GG.
Thus,
Alright, guess we're unbanning Orlick then.
Or like officially unbanned, question mark? We'll have to see. Well, of course, that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. Thank you everybody who participated in the rites today. Thank you everybody who gave us the various requests in chat as well. You gave a portal on your Pyre. First priority, banish the imp so that you can no longer have your opponent instantly teleport straight into your Pyre and get an automatic score. True. True. Sometimes easier said than done. But, as I said, that was it. Our final rite of the night, so I'm going to duck out of Discord. I will see you guys next week. Alright, let's save them. Let's free them from Steam Roleplay. Now they've already left. They're fine. They know. They know the deal. Okay, but, as I was saying, chat, that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. Thank you everybody who participated in the rites today. Thank you everybody who gave us the requests in chat as well. This is, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, brought to you by the Rite Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're unfamiliar with said Discord server and you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is, of course, by joining the server by clicking on that link right there. That's where we organize all that stuff. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights every Sunday. We are also doing what was originally Mass Effect Legendary Edition on Fridays, but we just finished that game. And so we're looking to transition into Mass Effect Andromeda, which I've never played before, so I'm super excited to do that. Maybe next Friday, but we still have a backlog that we're uploading onto YouTube of the videos from our Legendary Edition stream, so we might wait one more week before we do that. Might do some No Man's Sky for a week as sort of a fill-in, a placeholder, until we are through that backlog and ready to transition on into Mass Effect Andromeda. Saturdays are Mass Effect 3 multiplayer stream days. Taking requests from chat for that stuff as well, so very similar to Rite Night in that way. Then, of course, Sunday, like I said, is Rite Night. Then, other than that, posting the VODs for all those streams on YouTube, so if you missed anything, you can catch it on YouTube, Lids there as well. Also doing some Gwent videos on YouTube, the Witcher-themed card game, as well as some Thronebreaker, which is the Gwent campaign. Other than that, I think that's about it these days. Of course, if you haven't done so yet already, then you can hit the follow button to get a notification from when I go live, and also follow me on Twitter, @LidsVids. I post there when I go live as well. But actually, the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my own Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight, so thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time. And why don't we see if there is anybody that we can raid who is also playing Pyre? Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for stopping by. Pleasure to have you all, as always. Let's see. Do we have any Pyre players we can raid? I think we've had some luck with it past few weeks. But alas, I have jinxed it. There is no one else playing Pyre at the moment. Usually our backup is Hades, unless we have a specific person we're trying to raid. Sometimes we've gone Bastion, sometimes we may have gone Transistor. Let's see. What if we go... What if we go Hades? Trying to see if there's any specific names or thumbnails or stream titles that look particularly interesting. Oh, okay, this one's looks like a charity stream. Maybe we do that. A little bit of extra reason to do that one. Sure, we'll raid them. Don't think we know them or have raided them before, though.